What's up, guys? Welcome to the Hard Carry, where we're carrying CDL matches from Twitch straight to you. Today, we got Atlanta Faze versus London Royal Ravens. I'm Mevo. Let's go check it out.
We're going to try and sell the dream here, but it's still a tall order. It's a very tall order, Bryce. Hotel is not out of the question for them. A couple of stats to break down when we do get into it, but Royal Ravens, you need a hot start.
They really do. Looking to try and get away from the bottom of the barrel that they are currently in the CDL, and that's maybe the story of the Ravens. Not making a change after the big roster mania in the off-season and sitting at bottom of the league. They need a reversal of fortune. Taking down FaZe could very well be the start of a Cinderella story.
And I mean, map number one is one of those things. It's contentious, of course. It's going to be. You're playing against FaZe. It's always going to be difficult. But if we are looking specifically towards a couple of things, right? There's one bad thing for London, and one thing I'm going to have to see from them is some good rotations and holds, because they are the worst team at breaking in the game. 14% of hills they break. 40. That's nothing. We were talking about before. It's not. It's just over 1 in 10. So rotations are going to be super important here. But the Atlanta Faze, like on their side of things, they are bad at holding. So both these teams
trying to hold P2
a bit of mid-off when it does come down to hotel hard point, but looking over towards P2, it is going to be London first one. Important first step.
You can already see a lot of pressure from FaZe coming through. They managed to get out towards the back. Seems to go and find him, but Beezy guns him before he can get anything done. And the squeeze from FaZe is now coming through. Scraps desperately tried to hold here. You can see that player diving across from him. Eventually, he's not going to go for it. Beezy and Scraps still through into this. And Beezy wins the gunfight as FaZe continue to pile the pressure on.
Yeah, not much control here from the side of London, and for all that, Scraps is taking on the fight towards the back. It's just very, very difficult for the Ravens to get any time when he's just been played with towards the back, if anything. Shots coming in from Slasher here. It's not too bad of a setup for a potential break coming in from FaZe. Nobody watching the back. Beezy is there. And that's the Impolex will clean up, though. Simp here. Can he find another? Yes, he can. The Vaznev so effective in his hands. Heading into the next rotation. No, we can see Asim is ready and waiting to pounce on Celium, who's already in kitchen.
Now, what can he do here? How is he going to give his team the opportunity to move? He's already reinforcements coming through. Nasty will join him, but breaking into kitchen is never fun. Celium ready to watch for this one. They know players are going to start appearing in all of these doorways as they go back to back. Slasher finds the first. Celium's watching over his shoulder, and Scraps goes through the door as well, but I think he gets caught by the nade, and he does. Celium and Slasher combining here to completely push the Ravens out.
One person
3 of the 4 kills needed there from the Atlanta Faze came from Celium and Slasher on this rotation. Nicely done, and now Beezy can force his way out. That's where he can be such a nuisance. Royal Ravens, though, still have another opportunity. 35 seconds to play for, Bryce.
Now trying to get back into it, but again, kitchen is always difficult, and I say that they managed to get straight through as Celium tries to make a gunfight as well. Atlanta Faze will have to commit to this, and they are going to go straight in the front door. Scraps holding them off, though. Celium going to find one, looks for the second, but it's just a narrow gunfight that allows London to keep their toe in this door.
Slasher. Yeah, ready and waiting. Good gunfight win coming through from Scraps. Typically his worst hardcore map. He really has been performing well on all the other maps. Sitting at 1 overall, and this map in particular not at 0.75. Something he really does struggle with. So it's not too bad of a start from him, sitting at 7-7, and he has been a massive X factor.
To be honest, guys, I wasn't expecting much from this
down by about 20
matchup. London hasn't been looking good. FaZe been looking real good, but
here as well. Beezy momentarily left on his own.
Trying to stay alive, and he finds 2, but it's not going to be enough. Asim manages to break through. Simp going to be on the flank as well. Is he going to find this player? And he doesn't. He gets taken down by Paul X. And London will have control, even with the flank coming in from a Beezy. And they say that, but this is a huge pinch ton.
Yeah, that's one of those things. You don't force out the back spawns as best as you can if you're Royal Ravens. You lose a couple of gunfights here and there, and all of a sudden there's 2 members of FaZe to your front, 2 members of FaZe to your rear, and all of a sudden it's a very nice break. Coming through for Atlanta Faze, helped along by the spawns. 20 seconds to play for. Scoreline getting a little bit dangerous for the side of London now. Forcing their way over towards this point though. 15 seconds scrap. Feel like they have to fight for it. They do fight for it. It's nasty to find 2. You just about read down the bottom corner. The blue is throwing me a little bit, but they have a rotation here as well. It's gonna have to be some big kills from Scraps.
And a big
Scraps did get 2.
Those are the big kills you asked for, Ton, and he has delivered. 2 health remaining, but it's going to be enough as they look to lock this down. As Asim gets his own kills, and FaZe are being pushed back as Asim gets on a 4 streak, and he knows where they're coming from. FaZe are going to hit him with numbers, but they are spawning out. And Asim is alive. Asim eventually falls.
And that was
a hell of a play by
coming on through. Would have been a cruise missile, and all of a sudden now
FaZe back there. Get
starting to tighten the gap in between another map and restaurant. But kills still coming on through. Scraps has survived this entire time. Beezy and Slasher, can you find the break? No. Seem and Nasty here to clear things up. Royal Ravens now getting the kitchen spawn, so they
Ooh,
can
look at
start
this little
rotating over
spot.
towards glass. 20 seconds to play for here. A lead for the Royal Ravens. We said this is a possibility. Faze is struggling.
I like that little jump up spot.
Well, they're not able to get through the door. It's Hall, and there is scrap time available for Faze, and that's all they're going to get. It will take them back into the lead. So this rotation is crucial. Keep an eye on Abizi. He'll be the only player contesting bedroom at the moment. The rest of the Ravens are setting up the platform.
Making the other Polex ready and waiting. 1-2, nicely positioned. He will get cleaned up, but the job is being done.
Oh, there it is.
Slowing Faze down because you always want to push through kitchen. All you rank boys at home, you get a hold of the restaurant, force your way through kitchen, get your ARs into a good position, set up a pinch through bedroom. But London have dealt with it. Couple of kills coming in over towards kitchen. Now it's a one-dimensional push coming in from the side of Atlanta Faze.
London
They've got to force
takes
their
the
way
lead
through
here.
bedroom. Good start from Slasher. Shots coming in towards the bottom. Nicely done from Nasty. Good hold from London so far.
Doing very well on this hold again. Same thing as Restaurant has brought them straight back into this game. Eventually, though, FaZe will manage to get back into this. And I'll tell you something, with London doing well, we're going to find out how they're doing in the comms. It's the London Royal Ravens. Listen in.
I'm on restaurant now. I have a box. That's it. Don't try to do too much. Yo, listen. I have doubles. Playing every ball. Yep. Did he go couches? He could, right? Box no health. Sim. I just stopped shooting. Sims lobby desk. Sims lobby desk. James lobby desk. We're looking for Cellium. I got two on the left. I'm playing ball. I'm ball right now. Come on, couches. Yeah. I'm getting both. I have the ball. They can't be double. They can't be double. Box from bedroom. Help desk. Help desk to couches. One shot. Couches. Three dead right now. One ball. Play life. Someone single.
Wine is wine right now. He's going back.
That was him. Two dead.
I just want to
lay down on the left and got heady. Lay down far left time and got heady. Stone heady. Nice, guys. I spawn restaurant. Yep. We spawn in bed on you. Best spawns. Really good time if we can get it. I spawn restaurant. I'm gonna play ball. I need books for you. I have my books. Watch my doubles. I have your doubles. You're good.
Let's top cat. One shot. Couches in one top cat.
I'm dead. I take couches. And back in you. B2 hold. B2 stairs. Okay, Sims books. Okay. Yeah, B2 new on B2 stairs. Spawn deep deck. Let's
One main door right now. Cellium.
Is that bad behind the bar?
Nice. One more main door. Cellium.
I need doubles. I've done doubles. I need you both. One shot. I can't get on it. You good? Let's play.
Well, the London Royal Ravens certainly
four down twice
good for a second, but you heard the size come through.
As
soon as they got wiped. P2 now fully in control of FaZe.
Yeah, it was a clean break, and now FaZe have had a lot of time to dig the trenches. Ready and waiting. Simple hold his gunfire for just a second. Push starting to come through. He hadn't really heated up at all through this game, but that's 2 kills to slow things down. As he missed the net, though, nose one's towards Jewel. Does get one inside the point. The rest of the team nowhere near. I wouldn't have minded him waiting just that little bit. Never going to break it on your own against FaZe. Now the stack for Royal Ravens is coming in again. Can FaZe hold?
Just over the corner here. They know Polex is going to be here as well, and still trading out in this hill. And Abizi has to look 2 directions. It goes down as London swarm point, and a scene beats
Still one more in the back.
19 seconds left to go on a game that has been very much back and forth between these two teams.
Sim pushing through to find that kill, and Cellium will be there to pick up the final 10. It's all about the rotation now. Kills coming in towards the back. Asim will find one. There's one inside the point. It's a lovely rotation from London in the end.
Yep, London
anything,
might be able to retake the lead again.
Towards P2, but London stop it from being insurmountable. Now Scraps can lock down this side. You've got a good rotation over towards kitchen. The setup looks clean. Can they hold it down for some good time here and put themselves within touch and distance of the win?
And that is going to be the problem for FaZe, realistically.
Big.
They want in quick.
Woo!
They've already got 2. The squeeze is coming through. It's feeling the pressure. It's a snake. It's a spray. But it's no good as FaZe make a clean break there in the end. And now London, do they give up all this scrap time and go for the rotation? Scraps will try and do something. His teammates are miles away.
It's a close game. You can't be making any mistakes now. London Royal Ravens, you give that one away just a little bit too easily. The push is going to start coming through, and even though they find the kills here, spawning out wouldn't actually be too bad.
Okay.
Kills coming through, Nasty will find them. And now look at that. You made the push over towards Old. And now look at the spawns that come in from FaZe. They're all over it. You're going to need to find some kills here. That was all for about 15 seconds. You're going to be about tied by the time you go to P2, but it looks like FaZe are here. Oh, they were.
Wait a minute.
Ooh, Polex!
Broken through. That's 3 kills on the rotation. That shouldn't have been allowed to go. But Atlanta Faze, who rotated out of kitchen, have found themselves on the back foot. A seam diving out. The rest of FaZe are stacking this now. They do not want to let this one move.
Oh, here they
It's
come.
not too bad at rotating, but the worst holding team of the game when it comes down to Hotel Hardpoint. We're getting some good examples of it. Nasty will find one, can't find the second. Simple break back through. It's all about coming on its way back here for Faze. Can you manage to find the reinforcements? As London Royal Ravens both hitting towards bedroom.
Haven't killed Simp yet. Oh, now they got him.
Getting time. Keep an eye on rotation. It's coming in 20.
Slasher trying to hold them off, trying to make sure he can get enough gunfight through, and he finds Soupy as well. Goes for the third. Slasher gets 3. Another Chow coming into the hill, but Nasty gets it. And it goes down. It's 11 seconds, but it's all about this rotation in a restaurant.
Celium's already here.
First, but he is alone in the sea of Ravens.
Oh, they get him as well. I was thinking Cell might be able to survive and maybe find 1 or 2. Kill comes through. Now the setup for Faze. It would have potentially been a pinch being set up. Simp gets dealt with. And all of a sudden,
it could end here. They only need about 20 seconds. 22 seconds. Faze broke though from the front.
Moving in force. Slash is going to be in here at the same time. He's just checking his flank. But you can see the rest of Faze are locked in. It's going to be disastrous for London to try and break this, but they already find 2. They have the numbers. They make the moves. They get into the top with Simps alive. The last trade coming through, and it's Paul X against Sally, and he gets it. Slash though continuing to trade. Both teams can still win this.
They can still win it here.
They got to break back. They got a pinch going.
You have a pinch set up. It's
no, not anymore.
The back, but it's actually going to be Nasty who gets gunned. Now if you're London, you all have to push one direction. Faze, they're about 10 seconds away in London. You have to go now.
Oh, wow.
Well, the pinch is going to be off. They have to dive into this one at the same point, and Faze just gun every doorway, every angle as London fall to pieces. They don't hold restaurant. They let Faze.
They lost it. They had it.
The start of a Cinderella story for them has already fallen. You shall not go to the ball. As Faze take map 1.
You shall not pass.
So close from London. So
the wall
close.
of Celium.
And for all we talked about their break percentage being so low and being one of their biggest issues, they actually managed to find quite a few throughout that game, but it wasn't enough. Atlanta Faze get the job done with what really didn't feel like any great holds for the majority of it. All the way through, it just felt like they were picking up maybe 20 here and there, but they were consistently doing it. It was back and forth between the two teams when we did head over towards the bar
Nasty
side.
28-25.
When we managed to make our way over towards the restaurant.
Celium 24-21. Abizi 29-22.
Kills start flying on through and
20 untraded for Abizi.
A little bit better. It's a big game from Abizi as per usual. Seen Slasher putting up some big moments where he needed to. And shout out to Simp as well. He was sitting very, very low on the leaderboard. I think he was double negative at one stage, bringing it back to 24 and 29 at the latter stage of the game. Very even in the kills department from both these two teams, but the scoreline at the top is what matters. It is a 21-point victory for Faze, and that sets them up very, very nicely for the rest of the series. At worst, you have to win 2 search and destroys to close out the entire hit thing, and well, I mean, based on their records so far this season in search and destroy, you'd like to fancy them for that, but London Royal Ravens, there will be some disappointment in that camp right now. That was a winnable map number 1.
I think the silver lining is, realistically, London looked very, very good for the majority of that hard point. Over and over again, their setups were nice. They were getting the kills in crucial areas. They were winning gunfights. But the tiniest moments like this Chow here, 1 by 1, they allowed Simp to get 2. And it's those things that need to be tightened up, as you cannot do that in this league right now. It is too competitive.
It's true.
I feel like we're still seeing the kind of scraps that we expected to see in terms of the slaying ability. It's still there, and that is helping the Royal Ravens. He had a better game than his usual when it does come down to Hotel, but I think you're right. It's about that coordination. They're still trying to get there. I don't feel like they're 2 million miles away here, though, Brycey. Look, I mean, you've forced them on the
They look pretty good from a
20-point game. It's
75% of that.
To counteract my own.
They just couldn't hold a few specific times when they had control.
Has not been sitting good. 3 and 5 overall on Hotel. Make it 4 and 5.
Yeah, and I think they're going to really struggle to contemplate that restaurant push there at the end. It's difficult to break usually for a lot of teams, and they were in a good position. They had the rotation. They were feeling confident. And then Faze just basically walked in. And that must be disappointing to them. It's the opportunity we talked about, right? For London, before we came into this series, we said map 1 is crucial. Atlanta Faze, you are correct, have not looked amazing in hardpoint. But where they have looked great, Ton, is search and destroy.
LSELO search and
The
hotel.
search and destroy is to tie a CDL record of 10 search and destroys in a row. And LSELO has been the dominant one for them as well. I mean, they are looking quite absurd on this map in particular. First Bloods have been incredible.
Yeah,
so
FaZe is on a winning streak, so can they keep that winning streak search going?
That is an absurd stat line. 70% of the time, they are finding those First Bloods, and that is really making the difference for FaZe. And we can obviously talk about Abizi in this sense so often. He is by far and away the best search and destroy player in this game right now. I don't think anyone could really argue that. So if he can continue that form, if FaZe can continue this form, it is very much a strong position for them to be in.
I would say it's hoop.
Hard points like that, they will not care too much because they know they have S&D in the backlog. But I'm interested to see if they can tie this record. And well, if we get map number 5, we may well see it broken here tonight. London Royal Ravens, though, it's about time to try and bounce back, but that looks like a despondent camp to me.
And the truth is, we've spoken about this before. Underdogs does not sell this story enough. Our Major 2 champions are going up against a team that really has been struggling to find its feet. They have made roster changes in the past. They did not make one in the off-season. The London Royal Ravens are starting feel the pressure.
Come on now.
Champs is not that far away. They need a set of good qualifiers. They need a good result with the major. And the longer they go on without changing that narrative, the more pressure they are going to feel.
First time around that we're actually going to manage to see this from the side of the Royal Ravens. But Atlanta Faze, when it comes to LSELO search and destroy, of that 9-win streak, 7 of those maps have been on LSELO. So feeling confident as we head over to the warehouse to see how things are going to go down. Of course,
well, that's Optic Texas in Toronto.
Get a little brief behind-the-scenes view there, but these two teams still squaring up. Abizi getting ready to find 15 First Bloods, as he so often does. I think he found 4 of the 7 that they got against the Thieves. Was it against Thieves, if I remember right? Yeah, it was against Thieves last week. It was an impressive performance. If you're Ravens, you've just got to stop that happening. You have to stop it happening.
100%. And here's one of the other crazy things, realistically, is this doesn't normally happen when we talk about the observers and what we're going to watch in this S&D. The truth is, it's so ridiculous now that we can basically watch a BZ at the start of every round, and we're more likely to find that first kill. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's upset. I'm going to have to pull up the stats again of what we had last week, because I was talking a lot of numbers, Pricey, but I watched back, it didn't make a lot of sense. But he is above and beyond everybody. I don't, mate. Honestly, I see numbers, I say them out loud, and hopefully everybody at home kind of understands what I'm talking about. But he's the best. That doesn't need numbers for that. He is the best.
Well, as we jump into this one, we'll have to find out if the First Blood King is going to find another one. At the moment, just having to back off.
The observer's taking your cue there, mate.
Hey, it's an easy job for them.
Watch Abizi, see if he finds fire. I mean, look at it, it's every time. He just knows exactly where to play you. There's the first one. FaZe now pushing through, getting a lot of map control. Asim is in a strange position, and because he hasn't found that kill now, they know exactly where he is. Dead Silence not close to being up and ready for him. Shots on Acelium were good, but he will find the second 2v4 for London.
He should be able to find Selim here, and he does catch him. 2 versus 3. Who can he find next? Together with Scraps, they're trying to code this puzzle. And Scraps finds 1, but the 1 versus 2 for him. 18 seconds left to go, Tun. Doesn't really have the time for this.
And they're just not going to let him play this at all. Slasher will stay alive up top, but Busy will keep checking it. Scraps now just playing the kills, knows it's impossible. It's just such a tough round to win. I mean, Abizi finding these kills at the beginning rounds. I think that's 3 in the round for him as well. I mean, he just can't be stopped right now in search. It's absurd. I would love to just watch him and see what he does every single round. Because I don't know about you, but rank play has been a struggle this week. And if I just watch Abizi, then surely I will get better.
Well, that's the other thing, right? Realistically, you know there are a lot of teams probably studying the VOD of Atlanta Faze in S&D. Not just to see what tips and tricks they can pull away from it, but how to counter them when you're actually going to play. Like, you know you probably have to start thinking about routes Abizi is taking. He's getting too many First Bloods for you to ignore.
It is getting quite absurd. Let's see if they can continue it here. Seems setting up over towards bar, and it's a lot more of a passive setup from the side of Royal Ravens. You could see FaZe were slowly making their way through the middle of the map. That's one thing, though, that will go in Royal Ravens' favor. BZ using his dead silence, getting no value from it. That's now gone. Royal Ravens yet to make a move here in the second round.
Actually, a little bit more passive here from FaZe. Now they haven't got the information. They are backing off on this map. London still trying to find a way forward and figure this out. They're also playing passive. It's one of those plays where you burn time. There should be a kill here already. Nasty will find the first button of BZ.
Finds it. 40 seconds or so to go. A little bit of information for the side of Atlanta Faze, but now you only have 2 members left. Simple fall. And now it's looking like a collapse over towards where Slasher is currently sitting. He'll be hearing a lot of footsteps, but he won't be hearing a seam.
Seems trying to fly in. This dead silence, using it to his most, get enough time going forward. And he's going to find Selim as well. He'll leave Slasher in a 1 versus 4. But with that bomb going down, it does not look likely.
Oh,
nice play by London.
That's a clean round from Royal Ravens. Not a kill to be had for the side of Atlanta Faze. So a lot better. I wonder if they've done some study on a VOD themselves, because FaZe, well, in round number 1 at least anyway, set themselves up quite high in the map. Further towards that 50-yard line, if you like. And find the pick from there. Sorry, BZ's puts himself in those positions, but Royal Ravens now set themselves up very passively, waited for FaZe to kind of make their push, didn't find any information for both 2 teams, but then just a slow move forward for Royal Ravens, picking their way through the map. And sometimes that can be a negative, if you like, because you try to find your first pick and then move from there. But if you don't find your first pick with like 20 seconds to go, you're in a dangerous situation. But they got it done with about a minute or so left and had enough time to make a move.
It might even be that thing. So they are looking for a BZ. That's why they were so passive. Simp here being careful. It looks like they're going for a bit of a slow burn here. You can see the rest of FaZe just holding their irons. Same thing for London. Simp hasn't been touched by that, so they haven't got the information off of that nade. 57 seconds left to go, and FaZe is going to make a move here. Simp's going to go through, and he gets taken down by Nasty.
It's another first blood for London. Atlanta Faze haven't been completely, I want to say, bound by these first bloods. It doesn't mean they have to find them. 8 out of the 17 rounds, they haven't found them. They have still found the round. BZ finds his 4th kill of the round in round number 3. Gonna go for the chow here as well, but a seam behind.
And he's trying to go for a big found, and BZ will take him down before he can get the snap off. 27 seconds left to go.
2v3.
FaZe have the numbers, but do not have the time.
Scraps now left.
He's been found. He's weak. He's down. And FaZe find it in the end.
Nice job from FaZe.
They do find it
with
in the
only
end. That's after
seconds
a first
left.
blood does fall London's way. And that's a tough one, because I think if Hasim finds a BZ here, it's a different story. All of a sudden, you're in a 3v2 yourselves rather than a 2v3. And those numbers could just work in your favor a little bit better if you are the side of London. Atlanta getting the job done here. And I don't think we're seeing anything from the side of London that's proving the fact that we haven't seen it from them a lot. Of course, we haven't seen this since Major 1 for the side of London Royal Ravens. They're not looking too bad. Polex yet to get on the board, but nothing to worry about yet. Faze still looking good, though. BZ 5-1.
There we go, there's the first blood. London have found another one in this game. That will be a BZ they've taken down. So they have the advantage again here, Ton. They'll look to convert this to bring it back to even keel.
As we mentioned at the top of the show, 70% of the time it is Atlanta Faze, the team finding those first bloods. Simple find
Good
one
trade.
back and will get traded. 2 versus 3 for the side of Faze now, who are floundering just a little bit. They still have the lead, but things are looking a little bit uncomfortable. Not uncomfortable for Celium there, though. The shot's crispy as ever. 2 versus 2 now, doable for Faze.
Looking for them as well. Celium and Slasher, and Scraps will find Celium. Slasher will be in a clutch scenario again. A 1 versus 2 for him. Trying to figure out where his plans are. Scraps will find it again. The first blood's being converted and has brought them back to 2-2, Ton.
I really actually like the positioning from Slasher there. You can watch a lot when you are bottom bar. Bottom bar is never a bad place to be, whether you be on defense or attack. It is a position on the map that can lock a lot down. You can get to a lot of different positions from this area. But Slasher cannot get the job done there. Just checked by the side of Scraps and Asim before making their move, and Royal Ravens do tie things up here. So that's 3 out of 4 rounds that Ravens have found those first bloods. They've converted 2 of them. So that's a good going so far.
It's also, Abisi's been involved in 3 of them, but he's died in turn. So maybe it's one of these things where, realistically, he may have to adapt and change it if London are catching him.
So those first engagements, he likes to take them. See him playing the long game here, but Slasher with an AR on this outside is surely going to catch him. Oh, does he see him? Yes, he does. The stun over. Here comes the nade as well. Slasher is screaming to his teammates. God help me. Snasty's going to find the grenade. They're really good teamwork. From the side of Royal Ravens, the communication is there from Asim. His teammates' grenade comes over. Bomb down over towards A, though. It's a 4v3 for Ravens.
Looking to put the squeeze on. Paul X has already had a bit of a gunfight, but got away with it. The rest of London are trying to get in position. They know they have the numbers. They just have to trade in the right areas. Paul X looks for it. Sim's going to find a kill already, though. Back to it, down to 3 versus 3 as Scraps falls. That bomb has still not been contested. There's a lot of time being burnt here for London. They need to get moving.
They just can't find anybody. Sim towards the back will find one kill, and then all of a sudden the Royal Ravens are trying to search. Things are going to start bursting in life now, though, with 13 seconds to go. Abizi inside the point. He will eventually go down. 10 seconds to go. Celium has to check it. Bomb being defused. Is he going to get it? Big gunfight from Nasty. Predicts it coming through. It's a nice win from Ravens.
That was a nice play to counter that top area. He just jumped in the window right there and just held his eye and just waited for Celium to pop up.
To make a move, eventually do.
Yeah,
Nasty. Expecting Celium to find the push. You see where the bomb's been planted. It's always going to be from there. Just about covering his teammate.
That's the crazy thing. They knew exactly where it was planted for. They set up for it.
The dogs are barking outside here.
It was just to find it. Those gunfights inside the bomb room as well. It worked out. They didn't lose too many players. But 3.3 seconds remaining here. If Celium had found that kill, that probably would have been done. And are London Royal Ravens going to be the team that stops Faze's streak?
I mean, that would... It's just, you know, the stats we talk about all the time. Yeah. Becoming more and more pointless as the days go on at this stage, if that is to happen, of course. Royal Ravens having a good game here, though. First Bloods have been mostly their side. Abizi now 6-3. He's doing his best for the side of Faze, but his best is currently not good enough. Still down, but pressure coming in from Ravens. He's daring him to make this push.
He's doing it as well. Is he going to go for it? He might do.
He heard his dead silence.
For him and they're looking for him completely. And London Royal Ravens get another first blood in this S&D time.
Okay, I'm back.
I think
Having
that's 4 out of 5 now.
Little snacky
Simple
snack.
answer back. 3 versus 3. Bomb in a precarious spot for the side of Faze.
3v3, 30 seconds left.
Expecting some movement from London, who are not sitting tight either. And twitchy. And rightfully so. Asim's going to start challenging, and now that information is to send them over towards A. And all of a sudden, Royal Ravens are going to start making the move towards A, but the bomb's nowhere to be seen. Now Faze are going to start moving 2 versus 3.
And they're already going down.
Oh my god!
You can see that again, I think, in the final kill cam. He must have been a little bit weak. But time running away for London. They played it, they caught Abizi, but that first blood was not converted. And it was going to be, it wasn't simply got it, it was going to be Celium. Still, though, tying it back up in this series. Faze, who've looked so dominant, bearing in mind, we have been talking about the record for S&D streaking in the CDL, and Faze are on the cusp of it. But they are being stopped.
Very close game. Very precarious one. Faze now going to start making their move on the attack. PC 2 rounds, I believe, without finding the kill. Of course, got caught on that previous one. Royal Ravens with a very aggressive attacking stance, if you like, down the B alleyway. But this is looking like it's going to be planted pretty early. Abizi's just trying to distract here for his team. Sim has to get off it. Atlanta Faze still in a good position to plant this bomb, but look at this aggression from London as well. Oh no.
Takes down a Seaman.
Team kill.
Oh no.
And it's been a team kill. It's a 2 versus 3 as Paul X tries to stem the tide of damage that has fallen upon them. But that bomb hasn't gone down quite yet.
Dead silence just about to run out. Gets a nice bit of time, and Slasher was watching this. Now Paul X can put himself into a position where Faze will not know where he is, but that bomb is down. London Royal Ravens are going to make the move. Paul X is in a great position here.
Going to find Celium as well. They've let him through.
You know Slasher's there.
Oh!
Paul X has found the second one. It's now a 2 versus 1. Simp is alone as they wallbang every side of this site. Simp going all the way through. He has wrapped this. He just wants to make the 1 kill. And then get through. He's going to find Paul X as well. Finds the kill. Now the Chow. Does he check bomb? Does he make this move?
Did he reset? Oh, Simp!
Oh my god!
Simp never stops gunning. Never stops gunning. It's like a force of nature just descending upon Scraps there. Look how fast this is. In, snap, dead. Doesn't miss a bullet.
He just blinked at him and he died. Good Lord, Simp.
Jeez, man.
Insane plays coming in from him. It's a 1v2. And that might just put the wind in the sails of Atlanta Faze here in the search and destroy. Polex makes a great play. And he gets a little bit of fortunate time. Of course, the dead silence is pushed while Slasher then moves away from watching the flank. That allows him to find those 2 kills because he hears Slasher stomping around towards the back wall. And all of a sudden, a potential opportunity for London to go into the lead. But it is Atlanta Faze. A 4-3 to the good. Aggressive defensive stance from them. Simp ready and waiting inside the bomb site. London Royal Ravens playing their usual game, looking for a pick, and then trying to make a move from there.
You can already see that they might potentially wrap around to B here. They've got a little bit of control. Selian doing what he does best. You see him now. Dead silence pop. This is where he's going to try and make the play to break this deadlock. He's looking for Selian as well. He's going to find it. First blood. And now going to dive through again. He knows this fight's going through. Stun going to go in. Asim wants to find it. He's seen a toe. He's seen a back. He's seen a gunfight. He's got it as well. Polex gets Simp. And it's perfect for London.
That silence pop from Slasher. Oh, he gets in a nice bit of timing. But does he know it? It's not going to matter. Scraps is there, ready and waiting. The gunfight falls
Nice play from
way.
London there.
The streak from Faze
Tie it
is
back
very
up.
much under threat here from the London Royal Ravens. And it's not something we expected going into this series. We thought the hard points could be something for the Ravens to hold on to. But all of a sudden, Search and Destroy is falling apart for the side of Atlanta Faze. Asim has been a menace for them. It's kind of like he's just waiting for the dead silence to pop, and then he's going to run through a route that he presumes is just going to be open. You can see him there on the screen, calling the shots for the Royal Ravens. Well, the shots are working so far. It's not done and dusted yet. 4-4 between these two. A lot of work to do.
Scrap straight in. Trophy down. Going to be looking to make sure they can't get in here early this time. And with that door open, Scraps just going to try and close it. He's just waiting for somebody to push through, waiting for the gunfight. He's expecting to happen at the moment. We can see on the minimap, Faze aren't moving.
It's very loud in here. Faze will be hearing this. So they got information that there's players inside of A, but do they know how many are here? Behind the bomb, and just a bow round on the sofa for Scraps.
Yeah,
Still waiting for a push. Faze have not found anything yet. That stun's not good though. That might not help.
It hasn't. And he's trying to get as well, but Nasty and Scraps will combine. And the push has gone through. Selim trying to get something back, and it hasn't worked out. Advantage now to the London Royal Ravens.
What's the play for Faze? Well, you're going to find
2v2.
a kill from Slasher. Now 2 versus 2. Dead silence pop from Celium. Bomb not necessarily in the best of positions here. Needs to grab it, and he can maybe make a route over towards B. It's the wrap around. They've got to do something quickly.
Looking for it. There's a gunfight coming through. Slasher not able to get it though. Wants it desperately, and Celium doesn't get his either. Slasher eventually gets it, and it comes down to 1.
Oh! Nasty!
He just knifed him! Nasty has flown at him with the shank. And the 2-piece comes through for London Royal Ravens. It could have been a collapse. But they go up 5-4. Here it is again. Finds the first. Runs around with a knife. Sees the jump. And says, thank you very much. Knife beats gun.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
One
It's
round
a
away.
huge play from Nasty, but Faze just take too long. They're behind in numbers for the majority. It would have been a 2 versus 4 had they managed to pull it off. But time just not on their side. Royal Ravens a round away from stopping Faze, tying the CDL win streak. Nasty's got the snipe out. Does he find the info? Backs down. But did he see both? That's a question.
Oh, he's got a hit marker on the nade. It seems already making moves to B. This could be a wrap here. Who's that going to be? It's Celium. Celium versus Asim. Whoever blinks first could change this entire round.
What is the move for Royal Ravens now? Well, the move is you pop dead silence and you try and make a play. Oh, Celium's going to check it as well. Stun going to go through. Celium will not have trophies in that position. Finds the gun anyway and backs on down. Numbers now for Faze. Map positioning.
He didn't hit him with the stun.
London Royal Ravens are going to find a route through somehow, some way. Simple find another. It's now a 4 versus 2. Round 11 beckons.
And Nasty with the sniper hoping for a pick. Oh, he's going to be caught by Slasher as well, who guns him down. And Paulex left alone. A potential 1 versus 4, but no time. This looks like it's round 11.
For Paul, Just a little bit of information, find some kills, see what you can do. Keep the gunny hot for what will be an intense round 11. I think you do very well to find 4 kills here against FaZe within 7 seconds. Not gonna happen. Round 11 we go. If Nasty hits those snipes towards the beginning of the round, maybe it's a different one. But we get what everyone would have wanted. Round 11 coming up.
Here it comes. This one's been back and forth all game, all match. Let's see what happens.
Atlanta Faze move forward. One thing I will say is that if you have been watching the series up until this point, I think the London Royal Ravens have looked considerably better than we thought they might do coming into this series. So if you're a London fan, there's always a silver lining whichever way this goes.
Yeah, close games. Okay, yeah, you don't mind it, but you would like a win. Round 11. We haven't seen one for the Royal Ravens yet. I mean, it's time to ice up. Have to get the job done. Atlanta Faze on the attack. Slasher holding the flank as he often does. It's Polex with dead silence, who may well make the play. The play's being made here by Sim. Bomb will go down for Ravens. It's a big flank opportunity that's going to come on through. They're going to have to execute to perfection.
Well, both teams still alive. And the move is going to be made. London are putting so much stock in this flank. And it's going to be the first blood. Nasty finds the first. Polex opening the door. 30 seconds on the clock. FaZe just have to hold. Here they come. Here they come every single way. Sally will find one, though. Asim's going to try and take him down. 20 seconds left to go. London have to move. Asim's going to find it. It's going to be another trade by Abizi. It's Abizi for a 1 versus 3 as he gets one. And another. And now a last player. He flies out. He's just going to dip and dodge and dive. And because of course he is. Because of course it's Abizi. The streak stays alive. Atlanta Faze will not fall to the Royal Ravens. And they have that man on the right to thank. Abizi too easy.
Because of course it is. Because of course it is. The so-called best S&D player in the game shows exactly why. It's a 1 versus 3 in round 11 to tie the CDL record for Search and Destroy wins in a row. That is
London.
Oh, that's gotta sting for London. Oh my god.
London had London had 8 first bloods.
Oh no.
They made the retake in the round 11. That was basically made. They had essentially done it. They were 3 versus 1.
I need to see the 1v3 from Abizi's point of view. I need to see it.
Yeah, I don't know who's got a Beezy, but somebody must have a Beezy.
You had to have had a Beezy. The observers wouldn't let me down like that. They would not be watching a Beezy in a Search and Destroy round 11. I'm sure we'll get a hold of it. Oh, whose fault is it? It's always the second person, I've been told recently. It's always the second person's fault. 6-5 FaZe. That was so much. I mean, this series has been so much tighter than we anticipated. The London Royal Ravens are giving a good showing, but ultimately the stat line will tell you that they've lost 2 maps here. And that's the important thing. When it's coming down to it, FaZe are clutching up where needed. Abizi... I mean, as you said, of course, it's easy to find the 1 versus 3 in round 11. We gas him up so much, and for all that we talk about stats going out the window, for Abizi, it has not went out the window. Every single time we talk about him and how influential he is in Search and Destroy, he shows us multiple reasons as to why a 1 versus 3 in round 11 to keep the streak alive. That's bewildering.
It really is. I know everybody's probably exploding on what has been a very good S&D and hardpoint from these 2 teams. Control is going to be up next right after this break, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more.
is presented by the GMC Hummer EV Pickup, the world's first all-electric super truck. Upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
Welcome back to the COD League. This is our Scuff play of the game, and it's obvious it's a Beezy. The 1 versus 3 for him. Finds the first on the scraps. The second will be a seam. And with 14 seconds left to go, he throws a shoulder, and it's over. And the final kill just wraps it all up.
Oh, that's got to sting if you're Nasty. That's got to sting. You got to try and close out. But to give props to Nasty specifically, actually, he was the one that found a 1v2 himself in that game. And I actually agree with what Nameless was been saying on Twitter as well, with the way they've been holding it and playing kind of off Slasher, not bringing him into it, and finding him quite often on the flank as well. Good play from the Royal Ravens. I think what you kind of alluded to somewhat through that search and destroy, there is positives to take away here for Ravens. They played like this against, I would say, 60 or 70% of the league. They're doing a lot better than what their record suggests. So let's see if they can step it up in another series. There is still time in this one. Control is not something that is necessarily done and dusted for the side of Atlanta Faze. This one is not over yet, and then all of a sudden you may well have a map number 4, and based on that S&D performance, you might have a chance around map number 5. A long way to go for Faze here still.
Here comes the first push, the initial push onto B. And looks like the London Royal Ravens are cleaning house. Only Celium. Wait a minute. Celium finds 2. I think Faze might give this another go.
Oh, yeah, they can have a look at it. It's another kill in for Celium, and crucially here for the side of London, you don't have any one bedroom, so that creates a problem. Lack of control from this side. It's hard to really break back. And BZ now just staying alive as best as he possibly can. Teammates falling in the middle of the map. Asim trying to find something, make a play. London Royal Ravens are kind of being kept in this spawn a little bit here. It's a big gunfight win for Nasty, so Atlanta Faze will lick their wounds, retreat back towards A, and try and lock this one in.
Yeah, they were putting a lot of pressure onto B, and it wasn't really letting London go anywhere, but eventually will have to move towards A. I think London may give this one opportunity. You can see Paulx making a bit of a move. Nasty's going to be there as well. Paulx gets through.
They're going to go.
And I think that might be it. That's going to be enough for them. A should be go over to Atlanta Faze now. Simp already starts to rotate.
Opportunity for Ravens, though. You can see they didn't send everybody over. So now they can get scraps inside a bedroom. He just has to finesse, has to play your life in that situation. Ideally, you want somebody with Daddy in that kind of area who can just roam around, reposition, find a kill, stick, move immediately. Just put yourself in an awkward little spot. Make Faze have to come and find you. Waste some time. A lot of it is still available to the side of Atlanta Faze. 1.5 minutes. Lives not in their favor, though. London played this one nice and pretty so far, but we
oh my god, was I talking that whole time with my freaking mic muted?
That's a really big gunfight for him. It's going to force London to reevaluate their lines.
Which I very well could have been.
Paulx is
but it might have just been a little quieter.
Slash is going to be on the flank as well. London should know he's here.
Whoop!
Found one.
And they've managed to clean this one out. London recovering brilliantly against Faze. Slash is still alive, but they'll look to dig him out of this one now, and he finds Nasty.
Okay.
Still an issue.
Wow.
Oh my god, Slasher.
Can't believe I did that.
That next gunfight is absurd. They know where he is. Surely gets cleaned up. This time he does. A couple of members of Faze also on the way here, though. Yeah, Nasty's in a lot of trouble now. We'll get the right side of that one. That stun should be enough to help out the kill for Simp. London Royal Ravens holding towards the back. You got somebody pushed way up towards kitchen. You can see Slasher finds that kill towards bedroom. All of a sudden, you only have Paul, who's still surviving from that previous Faze attack. And now all of a sudden, there's a bit of a pinch set up. Ravens starting to spawn out. Next couple of kills are crucial.
Nasty's waiting. His patience. They're expecting him to be here. However, finds the first, looks for the second, but they've done just enough damage. Faze will only have one tick onto B at the moment with 30 seconds left remaining. Nasty will still try and stay alive, still play his life, force Faze to find him.
Good play. Paulx creating the angle for himself. We'll take down Cell. One last roll of the dice for Atlanta Faze. 12 seconds to do something about this round.
London have done a fantastic job here on B-Ton. Every single step of the way, they have been blunting Faze's pushes, they've been staying alive, and they've been tricky to play against. Well, and there is another wipe for them. First round to the Ravens.
I actually just don't think that Paulx even dies for about 1.5 minutes there. Stays alive in bedroom, and it's just so tricky to play against. All you guys in ranked, they'll be sitting there to yourselves knowing you got to clear bedroom out. Same goes here for the pros. it's one of those positions where there's so many different corners, so many different places that you can actually see the bomb from. You can extend over towards top lights, you can be top bedroom, you can be bottom bedroom. There's a lot of different places you can check that B push coming in from the attacking team. If you're an attacking team, you wipe out those players, you're confident that you've got rid of everybody in bedroom. Well, you shouldn't be. There could be still somebody in there. It's so awkward. It wastes so much time. But when you do clear it, it's all stations go. You can find the attack. Can Ravens clear it here off the initial? This is your best chance when you spawn in, because you know Atlanta Faze ain't gonna be here. They don't beat you to it. This time in moment, though, for the side of the Royal Ravens, you ain't able to find it. So it's a push over towards A. You may well default to.
Scraps still maybe trying to keep some issues, keep some Faze players over towards B. They now have to get past Simp. London have the numbers here to make this happen, but a little bit reluctant to get into a gunfight with Simp. Eventually, though, they will clean their back lines, and they'll get into A.
Yeah, it's nothing worth getting too stressed about over towards it. You know you can make that push. Atlanta Faze will have another little look at it. And, well, it is not even a little look, as two of them get wiped out pretty much immediately. Now it is BZ in a good position to slow down any push on the flank. I think Nasty spotted him. You can see the call-outs come through. Really nice gunfight. And he finds a really nice push from Ravens. They find the point. They clear up the flank. And now they can start making their own push. But look at Faze immediately on that mini-map extending towards bedroom side. They want to lock that down continuously.
And this will be a chow here. Nasty versus Abizi. The rest of London are pushing through, trying to stay alive. Abizi staying alive at the same time as London look to swoop through. They do get it. And Selim falls as well.
Okay, London can
And
hit the
key
back.
thing to keep an eye on here. Mini-map. Number 8 Slasher will be the first. Simp is also going to be there.
Oof. It was a big kill actually that came in from Simp. So if you are London, you find those 2 kills towards the bar side. You're saying to your teammates, right, stay alive there. Try and find some kills as best as you can. So then we can push up to bedroom and we pinch together. In that situation, though, Simp actually extends back towards London spawn, finds the kill, catches them off guard. Not on your toes when you're walking that close to your spawn. But still, a seam towards the back is going to be a thorn in the side of Atlanta Faze here. They have to root him out. They haven't been able to do so far. The rest of Royal Ravens now have cleared up bedroom. This is an opportunity.
Looking for it. A seam is going to get gunned by Abizi, who stays alive. Selim's going to be here as well as he gets another. And they had the opportunity, but Faze had the gunny. And I say that, and I thought it was going to be a little last-minute flank. Not going to work out for them. Abizi continues to move.
And that was a really big opportunity, to be honest with you. For the side of Royal Ravens, you got a player towards the back. You clear out bedroom. It is best case scenario at that stage, but Atlanta Faze just have the gunny in that scenario. Pick them apart as the attack comes through. And all of a sudden, it's looking like things are going to be tied up here. Faze holding it down. One last push. 24 seconds to go.
Sim staying alive. 6 health. Can London and Royal Ravens really make this push? They're looking for it now. Can't even find Sim. Eventually, it'll just be Paul X. And being the last one alive, his teammates are still going to be away from this hill as Slasher finds one as well. Can they get into this in time? Slasher just dives around. They wipe them out in the kill feed. And London will not get this point. 1-1 here. I think the score should be 1 tick on the side of Atlanta Faze.
And it's pretty clean in the land from Faze, but it feels like Royal Ravens maybe had the best opportunity we've seen from both these 2 teams in the attacking round, at least when it comes towards B. Clear out the bedroom, you get somebody on the spawn. Best case scenario for you in that situation is you can lock down some decent enough ticks, but they can't fight the gunfights. You got to win your gunfight still. It's still, you can't just rely on rotation and position. You need to make sure and get the irons up and find the kills. Couldn't do it that time. It's very difficult to do it against a team as talented as these boys on the Atlanta Faze side. Slasher 15-7. He's been having a great performance, just typically over towards that reception side, over towards the back stairs. It's pretty much where he thrives. Now for Faze, it's mostly a concentrated A hit. Selim will find the kill. This should be A. Now going over towards the side of Faze. I don't think Royal Ravens will be able to contest this too much.
They are moving slowly but surely that direction potentially, but they're going to know there aren't many players on that tick. That's the key thing. They're not committing to it because it's not going up as a 4-man stack. So they know there are players in the wind somewhere.
I may well send one player over though. Paul X does a good job at finding one. Dips out as well, so good job. But I think for Ravens in that sort of situation, there's a kill being made by Selim, and I think Simp found one on the way over there as well. You already don't have much value by having to go and retake. You'd rather gain control of B a little bit more. You know, there's a lot of players from Faze over towards that side of the map. Extend over towards the other. Lock down B. Scraps has done a good job to win that gunfight onto Slasher. Slows him down 16-8 now. From the Litigo. Simp towards the back though. Can they find a break here?
Tell you something, London have been looking very confident in their defense as well.
Let it go and the
It's
little
very
goat.
That's and who would have thought, realistically, in this series, it's been a very, very tight game all the way through the game modes. Looking like the same thing again here. Faze have a minute and a half to try and break this deadlock. Celium with a little bit of a jump shot will fall as well.
That little spot.
London really relying on this bedroom push and play the same way that Faze did in the last round.
So the spawns actually start coming in over towards kitchen for Faze, which is right, but you can see how far up that Asim is actually pushed there. It's going to be so difficult for Faze to do a lot about this, even from the front. Simple find a route through. Now the players coming back off the respawn will be the ones to help you out here, but there's players in bedroom, there's players in mid. BZ will clean one up. He's still capturing himself. Time momentarily stopped. And all of a sudden, Celium, with a minute to go, is the only one from Faze in any sort of position to be able to do something here. Look how deep Asim is.
They are just relying on it over and over again to break these deadlocks.
Nice shots from Celium.
But Celium has managed to find two, and now you can see them reacting.
Here's a double stack. Triple
They
stack?
already
Triple
know
stack.
he's going to be here. They haven't seen him in quite some time. They are
Oh,
waiting for him.
those nades
Paul
hit.
finds what Asim's going to find Sim regardless.
They got two
But still,
ticks.
that third tick is so close. Asim has to probably commit. No! They've got the rest. Celium will fall as well as London Royal Ravens hold
43
on
seconds. They only got one
margins.
tick left. They just have to get another stack like that for a second.
And that's the important thing. With Asim in such a deep position, that's obviously forcing the spawns for Faze way over towards the kitchen side. 2 kills coming on through though, and it's only 1 tick needed. It takes 1 good push. Yeah, Ravens have to go.
Asim's going to have to make a move. He's going to have to make a move. That's almost done.
Uh-oh.
Asim, you
Uh-oh.
have to get there in time.
They didn't get it.
To do it. They've got the tick.
Nice job
A
from
little bit
Faze.
too much patience.
All they have to do is get a
And the
defensive
Faze
win, and this is
find
over.
The attack. And London has done such a good job of holding it over and over again.
Oh,
the
dear.
gunfights just did not fall the way they needed to, Ton.
And that's the situation. Yeah, okay, Faze did a really good job for that initial push to find those 2 ticks. And then all it takes is one semi-decent push, and you can jump on it because you don't need to necessarily set up for that infinite amount of time you need to then get a hold of all 3 ticks. You need to set up for a position where you find just the one. A couple of gunfights fall their way, and they say, well, sod it, jump on. That's all they need to do. Asim is not able to answer the call quick enough. An attacking round now for Faze. They are 1 round away from closing this one out 3-0.
I think already London know exactly where Simp is going to be, and he's outnumbered massively. But this is the same story as the rest of the rounds we have seen. A will fall, but it's all about B. Last time Faze found it with 20 seconds left to go. This time London will want the same.
It's going to go over towards the side of London. And I actually don't agree with the play that Paul X made. He was actually chilling in bedroom because the rest of the team maybe needed some help to get a hold of it. They may well need the help now, though. He moves away from bedroom. Faze make their move through bedroom. It will just about be locked in by the side of the Royal Ravens.
They got it.
But they get ahead from it. They could have had somebody in bedroom and set up over towards B. But because he makes the push back over towards the A side to help his team out, he gets flanked. They lose bedroom control. And this push becomes a little bit harder. But the kills are starting to flow. But the side of the Royal Ravens, it seems found one through the back. Still alive for Celium towards bedroom. He's going to be the one that has to shut this down for Faze.
I was going to say 2 minutes on the clock. Can London make their way here? But they basically just ran straight through. That first tick is slow, though. There's only 1 player going to be on it. Paul X stops the clock, will eventually fall. And London look to see if they can make it a bit better. Waiting for this fight. Huge gunfight by Nasty, but will be traded out by them. Celium versus Scraps. Trying to clean out the bedroom.
He's in a good position here, but look at Slasher. He is just
pushed
being
up too.
oh so patient. Waiting for anything going on. Okay, so the gunfight starts to come through with a minute and a half to go. If you're London, do you leave him or do you concentrate and get rid of him? You've got Scraps here. Send everybody else looking for Slasher. If you can clear him out, then all of a sudden, it's on the card. Slasher then falls. You've got someone towards the back. Another opportunity for London.
Uh-oh.
They're in as
stack.
well. If they get a 3
stack.
They're going to jump straight onto the point here. Faze now have to go.
They ain't got it. Nice. London.
The ticket's going to be done. It's already through. They find it. And London stay alive. They find it quicker as well.
Round 5. I don't even know who's going to have it because they both won one.
They will have it for attack.
Wonderfully done. And as I was talking about halfway through, do you make the move to get rid of Slasher? You know exactly where he is. He's just killed somebody off respawn. And then immediately, as soon as you find that kill, you make the move and punish Faze. Well played from the Royal Ravens. Very, very swift attack coming on through. We go to round number 5. This one could go either way, but Faze, crucially, 2-0 up in this series. Can Ravens claw it back yet?
One last potential round for the Ravens in this series.
They got to win another attacking round.
Towards A. They go straight here. Sims can do this again. Slightly different positioning this time. So he got found last time. Finds the first one. So many bodies flying in towards it. As we're on board with Sim, I think it's time for an Atlanta Faze. Listen in.
I am cat.
I'm trying story.
Good shot, top cat. On team to cat, tight cat room.
I'm being weak, I'm being nasty. He's on the point.
MC go BS one?
Yeah.
What's the
I
thing
see
one?
nothing one.
Bro, point absolutely.
Point weak inside.
Hey, spot, dead.
Nice.
One more outside store. They cap.
Trying to go to B, they might spawn close B.
Did we kill the guy's store? No.
Hey, bad.
That's the one that killed me. I don't know where he is.
He's on me, top cat.
Scrap
Scrap.
just MC.
Air kills.
Top bed, big man. He's done.
Bottom bed in the corner. Bottom bed.
Nice.
Time.
What's top bed, I
I'm
think.
seeing mid, one fire base. One cut,
No, that's coming. Dead.
Nice,
Three
last
dead,
one.
three dead.
Our base, I think. Maybe
Hey,
it's behind me.
Last one beyond.
Before I think.
Hey, back swap,
Nice,
one shot. Nasty.
Just spawning P5 or kitchen. I'm top bed.
Oh, all the way back, black wall.
He's not
Black wall.
P2,
Stay down, stay down,
P2?
Chris.
I saw
Alright,
the
one's
P2
black wall,
Chris.
Chris. One's black wall.
I saw.
I sent him in our back end.
Nice one.
Dead.
Tell me
Shit,
better now.
I'm nading main. You have right? I'm holding main.
I can't read.
I don't see him back bed.
I P4, hold main.
Listen, there's one top bed, I think.
I heard
Yo,
yours.
line cut. Two line cut.
I have main.
Two outright, two right.
I'm looking right.
Yeah, on team bad, Chris, on team bad.
I'm gonna
You
push out
alright?
a broken hole. I'm gonna go
Alright,
back to
Jim,
the
look at
broken hole.
Top bed on me, I think.
On team bad, Chris.
Main right now. Maybe two.
Hey, man.
Main.
Try to push
Main.
south me if you can.
Yeah, main.
Nothing back right.
I'm main.
Back right, two. I got one more back right. He's not pushing it. He's just sitting in
Two
store.
main now. MC.
No one has
Heard him.
main.
I mean, others. Don't catch.
Look at main. Bro. One's back right at me. One's back right at me.
Have your
Think
main.
top bed in the
He's
corner.
still store. He could be in the
I have
back
main,
of me too.
Austin. I have main.
Super calm comms from Atlanta Faze.
Yeah, they've been learning from
Felt
Toronto
flustered
Ultra.
in this one.
There's only
Probably
one
speaking
person
the
that
table
can
of control.
do anything in
50
scraps
seconds left on the clock for London.
right now.
Slash having a big game.
The rest of
28
them are
kills to
stuck
his
in the
name.
back.
Celium locking it down with attack 56 as well. Exclamation mark class, please help me out. Slasher still has a hold of that cruise missile. Bear that in mind as London's push continues to come through, but the kills starting to come through for the Atlanta Faze side. Lives are, of course, important. 30 seconds, though. The more important factor here for the side of Royal Ravens. You need to find a break. You need to find it quick. Faze are somewhat turtled here. If you can find a couple of kills at bedroom, you have one more opportunity in this series.
Oh, Busy already finds one. Bolts down on the numbers. Last
Uh-oh.
push for them as well. The kill feed is all red. Only Nasty left alive.
Comes Slasher's
breathes
cruise.
in. The cruise
He sees all the
doesn't
info.
even need it. Probably throw it at the spawn or somewhere towards mid. In it goes, and it finds a player as well. As if it's just a bit of salt on the wound. And Atlanta Faze will walk away
Atlanta
with
Faze
this control.
gonna
London,
dominate
there is
this
a
match.
silver lining that they have looked good against the Major 2 champions. And a 3-0 doesn't really tell the story.
Sometimes maybe good. Sometimes maybe, well, you know the rest of it. For the Royal Ravens.
That's gonna do us here for the first episode of the day for the hard carry. We'll be here for the Optic Ultra game next. Stay tuned.